Yeah, Oliver, first of all, one thing that's particularly interesting in this speech is for the first time, Vladimir Putin has actually used the word war.
Yeah, he may have used it inadvertently, but he did say the West started this war and we are using force to stop it. Now, by the war, he actually goes back to 2014 and 2015, and which was the initial conflict that started in Donbass in the east of Ukraine. And of course, that has been raging ever since. The war, many Ukrainians would say, did not start 12 months ago. It actually did. It has been going on for the last 9 years. Now, his speech today was quite rambling, but it definitely wasn't incoherent. It was aimed at the Russian nation for domestic consumption. He referred repeatedly to "we are under attack." Our very existence is at risk. The West wants to be finished with us once and for all. And he also, as we heard in that soundbite there, he actually did refer to, he spoke directly to the people of Kherson and Donbass and Luhansk, and he said that they are part of the Russian nation. So this is very much addressing the country, so to speak. It is, after all, the State of the Nation address, and it was very much tailored for the nation as a whole.
And also, of course, a very provocative language, saying that we are not waging war in Ukraine, that the Ukrainians are in a hostage situation. They've been plundered by the West. A lot of provocative imagery there.
Yeah, definitely. He is using quite a lot of things. He's accusing the West of many of the things that the West accuses Russia of, particularly of systematic disinformation, he said at one point. He said quite a few things throughout his speech which were patently not true. He said that the Ukrainian regime had gone so far as to ask for aid with nuclear weapons. It said that the West was developing secret biological weapons labs in Ukraine. These things, there's absolutely no foundation for them whatsoever. There have been people in Ukraine who have evoked the possibility of using nuclear weapons against Russia, but it's certainly not at a government level. And these are particular things that he is doing very much what has been in the line of Moscow ever since the start of the war. He particularly did evoke the Great Patriotic War, which is what the Russians know the Second World War as. That is, of course, was fought between Russia and the Nazis. He said at various points throughout his speech, he referred to neo-Nazis. In Russia, a Nazi can be more than just simply a Nazi. It can be anybody who's fighting against Russia. It's become synonymous, more or less, with an anti-Russian activist. It's not necessarily how we might understand the Nazis in the West. And of course, there was one particular instance. He said he referred to a trope that has been passed on pro-Russian Twitter accounts in recent days, which was Edelweiss. He accused Vladimir Zelensky of giving a Nazi badge, the Edelweiss, to a mountain unit in the Ukrainian army, whereas this is actually quite a common thing throughout mountain units of armies all over Europe, including France, Italy, Slovenia, and so on, and also Russia. The National Guard troops in the North Caucasus were given an Edelweiss badge in 1998.
All right, Oliver, thank you for that. France 24's Oliver Ferry.